Before we get started, does anyone want to get out? Consider this mercy. I am inevitable.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Comic Blast podcast. Of course, I am Grayson, and with me here is Keenan. What's going on, Keenan? How you doing, buddy?
I am doing great, man. We got a ton of really cool stuff to talk about, which always has me excited. And I feel like every week we record this podcast on Monday, and once around like Saturday hits, I start getting the itch to want to talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
So like I'm really pumped to finally, get to discuss all of the news that hits throughout the week with you and for all of our viewers and stuff like that. So yeah. Pumped.
Yeah, well, today was like a funny predicament because you were just like, dude, well, there's like no news to talk about. And then like all of a sudden there was like 3 or 4 things that just kind of popped up out of nowhere. And we're like, all right, we have news to talk about. Perfect.
Right. This is like, it's weird. I feel like this has happened a couple times now. But even a couple weeks ago, or about a month ago, we were recording on Sundays, and then it seemed like all of the news would hit on a Monday.
Yeah.
And now that we're recording on Mondays, we're able to
actually cover that.
Exactly, and we do it a little bit later in the evening, so all of the news can just kind of drop
right
throughout the day.
Yeah, it's actually kind of a smarter approach.
Yeah,
to be honest, because
back.
we would like what would happen is we would record on Sunday, and then like we would be like, oh well, we're like 6 days late to all the news, but now it's like we have a lot of big news, like 3 decent sized news packages, I guess, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I said news packages. Sorry, my head's caught in school. I have to do a news package for school, and it's really got me stressed out, and I hate it. So, yeah, not a news package, but you know what I meant. So yeah, before we jump into everything, Keenan, what should our listeners be doing? What should they be in the know about?
Yeah, definitely they need to follow us on social media. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at comicblast_. Subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening to it from. And lastly, we got a new patron over the week.
Patron on Patreon.
Yeah, dude, I always mix that up, but
yeah, I know.
It's such a funny word to say anyways. But
yeah,
Joseph, welcome to the family.
Yes, thank you so much.
He made a pledge over the week, and we're really pumped to have him. And lastly, I just want to plug your video that you dropped over the week. You have a Spider-Man video out, and so if you guys haven't checked that out, it's over on our YouTube channel. It's a really cool video. I really like it. So
yeah,
you did a great job.
I'm glad people actually enjoy it. I've been so preoccupied that I actually kind of forgot that we dropped it. This was a video that I've been working on for a while. I kind of had a rough cut of it beforehand, and then finally things started coming together, and we finally got to upload it. But I have a good amount of videos on the backlog that I want to start uploading weekly. So if you guys are into that stuff, please let me know. Tweet at me, put in the comments what you guys think or what I could do to improve or whatnot. I'm actually probably going to be working on another one tonight that will come in a couple of weeks most likely. And I think it's a pretty interesting topic. It's regarding the misleading nature of, possibly misleading nature of trailers. Specifically with Marvel and Star Wars, because if you remember, there was like the stuff with Rogue One and Infinity War and Endgame, and there's other movies besides outside of the Disney realm that do it as well. That they'll put scenes in that aren't necessarily pertained to the actual movie. They're even
just
in
out
the
of
movie.
context. And,
yeah,
exactly. They're not in the movie. Yeah.
And so I'm going to be doing a video on that, kind of going into like a deeper background and the reasonings why that happens, and maybe why it may be a little controversial and stuff like that. So pretty excited about it. I've got another one about John Wick that'll be coming out soon, within the next couple of weeks, and another one about Star Wars. I've got a lot going on, so content for you guys in the next couple of weeks. And then also I know that are you possibly maybe working on something?
Yeah, I started actually scripting out a Spider-Man video that's gonna be on our weekly What's Up Spidey series. So I've been kind of working on that. This one I feel like this one's gonna be a little bit different than all of the other future releases for this series. I'm kind of like spending a little bit more time on it because it's something that I've kind of had on my mind for like maybe a year or so. So I'm just making sure that I, do a good job on it. But yeah, I've been scripting that out. Thankfully, just like I guess a personal update, I finally have an extra day off of work, which is going to be so beneficial. Confirmed. Yeah, it's going to be really beneficial. Nice. So I don't have to work tomorrow. Sweet. Usually on Tuesdays, I upload as soon as I wake up, or get the podcast on, and then it's straight to school, and then I have an 8 a.m. on Tuesdays, and then I don't get out until around 3, and then it's going straight to work after that. So thankfully I don't have to work, so I just have school. But actually I'm on my fall break, so I don't have that going on tomorrow either. So I'm really pumped about it. And yeah, I'm gonna get that video out pretty soon, say by the end of the week.
Sweet. Yeah, we'll both probably alternate on or maybe it'll be a couple of weeks of Keenan doing it and then maybe me doing it with the What's Up Spidey thing. But it's kind of a I guess a different method for us to quit forcing our thoughts about Spider-Man into every episode, which we still want to do that. It's not like we're going to neglect Spider-Man on the podcast, but at the same time, it kind of gives us an avenue for us to kind of show our love and our passion of all things Spider-Man. So yeah, I feel like my video was kind of like the first in the series because it was very Spider-Man oriented. However, we didn't put it as a label of What's Up Spidey, so we'll just say it's the precursor of what's to come, I guess. And it'll be a wide variety of stuff. So
anything Spider-Man related.
So anything else before we jump into the news?
That's it. We spent a lot of time talking about that stuff, so let's get into all of the news. Go ahead and tell us what's up.
I think the first one that I kind of want to talk about, it's probably the biggest piece of news, is that we finally have a casting for Catwoman in the new Matt Reeves Batman film. So previously, we already knew that Robert Pattinson was Batman, Jeffrey Wright was Commissioner Gordon, possibly some talks with Jonah Hill in a villain role, but now added to the list is actress Zoe Kravitz as Selena Kyle, aka Catwoman. Actually, little known fact, she's actually reprising her role as Catwoman. Apparently she was she played Catwoman in the Lego Batman movie, which I had no idea about.
She played MJ in Spider-Verse.
She did. That's right. Oh man. Yeah, and then also it's kind of weird timing because I just finished the book for Deathly Hallows last night, and right after this podcast, I'm going to go watch Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, and she is a pretty prominent character in the Fantastic Beasts movie. She plays a character named Lita Lestrange, who's kind of like as Thor would say, an old flame of Newt Scamander's. So weird timing of just a lot of different stuff, from being in Harry Potter and Spider-Man and already being in Batman. What are your thoughts on this casting before I kind of give my thoughts on it?
Yeah, I'm kind of cool with it. I haven't I went on her IMDb page and I was like, wow, she was in a lot of stuff. And I feel like I've seen most of the stuff on there, but I never really noticed her in the film. She's
kind of in the background.
Yeah, which was kind of surprising. But, I mean, from what I know, she's a pretty good actress.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything bad that she's done or has been bad in.
The kind of, I guess, I'm just going on Twitter, and I see a lot of support for the casting. Yeah. And the fandom seems pretty excited about it. Yeah. So when it comes to Catwoman, for me, it's not a character I'm extremely excited about. But I have faith in this casting, and I'm really just overall I'm really excited for the film. It seems like the cast is really coming together. They're gonna
it's like a snowball effect. Like it's just little by little. The more we hear, the more castings we get. Like the more it develops, it just makes me. I just get more and more excited about the movie. Like,
yep.
I'm like, Robert Pattinson is Batman. Like maybe controversial in some people's eyes, but to me, I think it is a great casting, and he'll knock it out of the park. We got Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon. It's possibly set in the 90s. It's going to be kind of a noir detective film, which is a lot more unique than previous Batman films. And now Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, which, I'm down with this casting. Like, I feel like she kind of, when I look at her, she kind of feels like Selena Kyle in the sense that, like, she feels like she would live in like the grittier part of Gotham, that she would kind of have like this sketchy background. Not to say that like that's against like Zoe Kravitz, but I'm just saying like she has the look and the demeanor of kind of someone who's mysterious and kind of what Catwoman is, kind of this whole cat burglar. So I'm down with this. It feels like we get like a casting for this movie like every other week, to be honest.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing, because Jeffrey Wright was about 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then there was the whole Jonah Hill stuff, which I think is like, my gut feeling is that he's gonna get cast in the film. I'm pretty positive. He hasn't officially signed on to do it, but I'm pretty sure it's has something to do with the contract. He probably wants like a certain amount of money.
Well, this Zoe Kravitz thing, like, it's definitely like these. There's a lot of rumors about a lot of different castings, and that was one that like there was a rumor going around that they were trying to find an actress of color for Catwoman, and there was a lot of like front runners, like possibly, but like the number one that I had seen from these very small rumors was Zoe Kravitz. So I was like, wow, okay, that actually. But either somebody guessed incredibly well, or that those reports ended up being true. So
a lot of people had her fan casted too, which is really cool. So
it's really cool when you see like fan castings that like come true, because like it's what was Donald Glover as Lando Calrissian. That was one that was like a huge fan cast, and it came true, and he killed it in that movie. Yeah. So sometimes the fans know, man.
Yeah, he fought for that role himself too.
Yeah,
which is cool.
Man,
I mean, everyone knew that he was a fan of Star Wars, and Lando. So yeah, that's really cool how that kind of came together. One of the names that I see being reported as I guess they got a list of people who also tested for the role, and I'm gonna try not to botch the name, but Ana de Armas.
From Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, she was one of the people.
She was
that
super fan
tested.
casted as well.
Yeah, she was one of the people that tested for the role. Obviously, she didn't get it, but I would have been really cool with that too, because I'm just more familiar
I would have
with
been
her
cool
work.
with that too. Yeah, I saw people. Actually, the three biggest people that I saw fan casted were Ana de Armas, Zoe Kravitz, and then I am drawing a blank on her name. She is actually a pretty good actress. She was in this movie called To the Bone with Keanu Reeves on Netflix. It was about anorexia. She was in a lot of kind of like, I think she was in some like Hallmark movies. I'm forgetting her name. Someone will tell me who it is. I would look it up right now, but I feel like it would just cause a roadblock. But yeah. Anyways, there was a lot of stuff like that. Ana de Armas would have been an interesting choice, especially because she's like I would have been down with it, but at the same time, I'm like, I prefer this choice that they're going with.
Think so?
I think she fits more of the vibe. Now she wants a second chance. Talia al Ghul, just saying.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I'd be down with that.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty cool role for her.
I think that fits her more, especially because she is. Like, she has that accent and would fit more. And also, I mean, she's kind of hot. So,
yeah.
I'm just saying. Like,
she's a gorgeous woman. I mean, all of the women that were rumored, really gorgeous women. So,
I mean, that's what Batman has. He has very strong luck with women. Well,
it's not luck. He
not
earns
luck.
it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I mean, but he's Batman, so like, it's true. He's a superhero. Anyway, anything else you want to talk about that before we move on to something else?
Yeah, just in general, I'm beyond hyped for this movie. It's Batman is one of the few superheroes that we've seen for years now, along with Superman, even though we're kind of like in a drought with him.
I know.
So you got to go to the CW to get your Superman fix.
Yeah.
Which I'm not about to do anytime soon.
I'll do it.
But yeah, so Batman, I mean, he's been around forever since Adam West. He's been on screen. And it seems like if we even go like 2 or 3 years without seeing Batman, I start to kind of get like antsy a little bit, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready for another Batman. Like, I need to see Batman, you know?
I mean, by the time this movie comes out, it will have been 3 years since we've last seen Batman.
God, dude. So that comes out 21.
Oh, maybe it is 21. So it'll be 4 years.
I know they start filming in like January, I think is a rumored date. So it's probably going to be 2021.
Yep.
Which is just awful. I'll probably be like 29 by the time this movie comes out.
Oh my God, you old man.
I know. So that kind of annoys me a little bit. It's so funny. After Joker came out, I've been on like this DC high. I saw.
I was gonna ask about your Arkham Knight. Playing that was today or yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday I was like, I need some DC in my life.
Yeah.
And I was like, what better way to do it than play Arkham Knight?
Yeah.
That game kind of frustrates me quite a bit. Yeah, there's a lot of parts that really frustrates me. But
is it the tank section?
Yeah, it's that. And after coming back from Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, much different game.
Combat was so like.
It is so brutal.
Different. I think it's different.
Yeah, well, it's not brutal, but like it's brutal transitioning. Like if you see, that was what annoyed the crap out of me about Spider-Man, was that like with the first like day or two, I was like, I suck at this game. Like I am bad, and I'm like, because I had in the mindset that I was playing Batman, and Batman is very much a move to each target very quickly, counter, and then like stun your enemies and be very brutal and up in their face. Spider-Man is, you cannot play like that. Well, first of all, the controls are totally different, so you have to get used to those controls. But secondly, Spider-Man is like, you have to rely on his webs a lot, because I'm always like using web shooters and web lines and stuff like that, very much like Spider-Man would. And I'm also like up in the air a lot, because Spider-Man's a very aerial-based character, so I would be swinging into guys and yanking them up in the air and slamming them down and like trying to keep people on their toes as much as possible, whereas Batman, I'm just trying to like punch him in the face as much as I can. So
I got frustrated with the pace. Like I was I was just like gliding around as Batman, and I'm just like, I'm like, can you get there any faster? Because I'm just used to Spider-Man flying through the city.
Dude, you can go just super fast.
He's just like slowly gliding, and then he starts to like lose his altitude, and I'm like, oh God, I'm like, I gotta find somewhere else to grapple up to.
Yeah.
But I'm really like playing it mostly to get immersed in the story again, because it's been a while.
Arkham Knight's story it's fantastic. It's so good.
Yeah, I agree.
Speaking of like weird, like I was just thinking about, so Arkham Knight, it kind of feels like an outlier to the other Arkham games, because like the Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, they feel more like, oh, these could be in the animated series universe.
Yeah.
Especially with like the voice actors and everything, like it's a bit more on the comic booky side. Arkham Knight, they take a very more like a realistic take, and so they recasted like a lot of characters, like and one of the biggest ones was like, which at the time it didn't matter much to me, but now it's funny how things come back around. Jonathan Banks, who played Mike Ehrmantraut from Breaking Bad, played Commissioner Gordon in that game. He was the voice actor, and he replaced whoever it was, which I felt bad. I was like, man, that kind of sucks, but I mean, it's Mike Ehrmantraut. Like, you know, I mean, come on, like the guy's awesome. Speaking
it's
of
definitely
which,
more cinematic.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of which, small little comment, El Camino I thought was fantastic.
Yeah,
so,
I loved it.
So yeah, we were talking about Batman and everything. Backstepping a bit, we were talking about Lando Calrissian, which then segues into Solo, which segues into Disney Plus, because Solo won't be on Disney Plus. But but yeah, let's talk about Disney Plus, because that was a big thing today, that like they dumped all of their like the big releases, or not the big releases, but every release that'll
Literally
be on Disney
everything.
Plus day one.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of stuff that I was like, I actually got pretty excited about, like that I wasn't thinking of.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to check this stuff out. So, like, what's some stuff that you're like excited for on Disney Plus? That's like kind of, I mean, it can be Marvel related, because trust me, there are a lot of Marvel animated shows on there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, there's just a lot of stuff that I'm just curious to see what you're interested in.
Yeah. Obviously, like most of the stuff that they put on there is like, I don't know, really nostalgic to me.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I can remember, like, every time they would post a photo of the new movie, another movie that was on there, I was like, yeah, I remember having that VHS as a kid.
Yep.
So that was really cool. The thing is, like, I'm so pressed for time that I can't really see myself actually like sitting down and watching most of these things.
Yeah.
I like the idea that they're there, and then there's younger kids that could watch this stuff that we kind of grew up with.
Yeah.
As far as Disney Plus in general, I'm mostly just excited for the new Star Wars content and then the new Marvel shows.
Yeah.
And then obviously, like, the Spider-Man, the animated Spider-Man series is probably going to be like a day one watch for me.
Yeah.
'Cause I've just been wanting to watch that for a while now.
Yeah, that was one. So, like, I remember when, I think I probably had Netflix for a year or two, and the 90s animated series was on Netflix. And there's about like, I'd say around 100 episodes of that show.
Yeah.
And I got like 60 or 70 in, and then they somehow, like, I just kind of lost track, and they took it off Netflix without me knowing. And then I was like, came back and I was like, oh, I want to watch Spider-Man again. Like, it's been a couple months.
Right.
But I remember, like, I had this entire summer where, like, I'd play Xbox, and then every time I get off, I'd lay on my couch and I'd watch Spider-Man the animated series. I watched like 2 or 3 episodes, and it's like a really weird memory. Like, I kind of forgot that I did that. Like, at the time, I wasn't even super like into Spider-Man. Like, well, I've always been into Spider-Man, like, ever since I was a very little kid, like 3 or 4 years old. That's been like my hero. But, like, I feel like everybody goes through that Batman phase, coming back to Batman. And so, like, I remember in that I was just like, oh, Spider-Man's a cool show, but I'm like, Spider-Man's not my favorite. But that was just because, like, at the time I was like really into, like, Batman. Like, I just thought Batman was super cool. And then, like, I remember when I hit high school, I was like, dude, Batman kind of sucks. I was like, I miss Spider-Man. Spider-Man, because I just relate more to Spider-Man, and so I wanted to watch all those shows. Like, it really sucks that the Spectacular Spider-Man isn't on here. I really wish it was, because that's a show that I've just been desperately wanting to rewatch.
Sure.
But I mean, there's so many shows. I mean, we've got like. Not even just like Disney or Marvel stuff, like even Stevens. We've got Kim Possible, like Lilo and Stitch, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, like all of these Disney original movies, like freaking Brother Bear. You remember that movie?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wait, Joaquin Phoenix was in that movie.
No way.
Yeah, wasn't he? Didn't he voice the main bear? I thought he did.
I'm gonna look it up, because now I'm actually curious.
I swear. Bear. Am I imagining this?
Nope. He did. He did?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Joaquin Phoenix is a young Indian brave with a particular distaste for bears.
God, man.
Why is it showing like a totally different? Yeah, he was. There's Rick Moranis was in there. Oh man, Michael Clark Duquesne. Rest in peace. He was in that as well. I really liked him, man. Yeah. That was actually, like, weirdly enough, like, I know I'm kind of just like going all over the place right now, but man, that's like, I really liked him as Kingpin. Like, I thought he was a really good Kingpin.
Yeah.
I mean, Vincent D'Onofrio, I mean, is insanely good. But, you know, it's just...
Goat.
Oh, man. Another movie that I love, Treasure Planet. That movie makes me cry. I freaking love that movie. I've seen so many people wanting to create a live-action movie of that, but with Tom Holland. And, like, Tom Holland and Zendaya, because they look like the main characters.
Right.
Which I'm like, yeah, I could see that, but I don't know if I want them to ruin my precious Treasure Planet. Or no, not Treasure Planet. I'm talking about Atlantis: The Lost Empire, which is another movie that I love. But yeah.
Yeah, I was really confused about that.
I mean, Treasure Planet,
So,
like I could see
Atlantis.
Tom Holland. Yeah, no, Atlantis: The Lost Empire is amazing.
I did not like Treasure Planet.
What?
Growing up. Yeah,
Why?
Not really. Wasn't really a fan of that.
Dude, Treasure Planet was freaking awesome to me. He had this solar sailor surfboard. Man, that's a tongue twister, but yeah, it is pretty cool. Anyway, I'm pretty excited for Disney Plus. Also, one thing that I'm really excited for is just to be able to rewatch Clone Wars again, because it's been off Netflix since like March.
Yes.
And also Rebels, actually. I've only seen Rebels one time through, and I really want to rewatch it, like, over, you know, a course of I mean, when this comes out, other than Mandalorian, like, I may start rewatching that, like, as that, to build up for that Star Wars hype, but just because I don't think I've cried harder at a show than Rebels. I'm not kidding you. Like, I remember I was full on weeping when Rebels ended, because, like, the ending was so good. And Dave Filoni just knows how to write like a narrative, so that's a show that I'm pretty excited to rewatch.
I definitely am planning on watching all of Clone Wars, and if I can get to Rebels, I definitely will. But my priority is
you got to watch Clone Wars, but then you got to watch Clone Wars first, I would say, because there's a lot of stuff that, like, Dave Filoni didn't mean for Rebels to be a sequel to Clone Wars, but I think once he saw the opportunities that he had, and kind of like when Ahsoka came back, and they were like, there was so much fan demand for people, like for Rex, and kind of having like these threads that we never got closed come back. And obviously he didn't know they were going to get to do a Clone Wars season 7, but now I feel like weirdly everything kind of worked out in the end. Like, he kind of got to create this weird, like, closed loop circle, and it made more sense, because Clone Wars was going to go on for a lot longer. Like, I think it was going to go on for at least 3 more seasons, so up until season 9, which there was a lot of stuff that I would have loved to have seen, but at the same time, like, I'm really happy we have Rebels, even though I know a lot of people aren't. So yeah. Anyway, Disney Plus.
Yeah, Disney Plus. We should also mention that the MCU movies that are going to be available at launch.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, they include Iron Man 3, Thor: The Dark World, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers: Age of Ultron, Ant-Man, and Captain Marvel. Essentially, all of these movies are movies that you would see on FX already.
So go back through from the beginning. We've got
Iron Man
and Iron Man 3.
Yeah. Thor: The Dark World.
I'm cool with that. Thor: The Dark World, do not care.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
I already own that one, so.
Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Already own that one too, from you actually.
Yep.
Okay,
Ant-Man.
First of all, it's insane that they don't even have the first Avengers on there. Like, what? Anyway.
I'm confused by their choices when it comes to this.
I don't know if it's because of, like, legal reasons, or they just want to, like, kind of tease people on or something. Like,
I think that when it comes to this, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think that they're ever going to have the whole catalog of MCU films at the same time on there.
I think eventually they will. Like, I don't see why yeah, like, I mean, at least in probably a year or two. Like, not like when I say that, I mean, like, in a year or maybe in a year and a half, like, I could see them having everything up to, like, the past, like, except for the 2 movies before it or something. So, like, but I mean, like, I'm sure they're going to add Ragnarok and Thor 1 and all of the Captain America movies. And
you don't think they'll take off other ones?
No, I mean, why would they? They don't have anyone to obey but themselves. I'm like, they want to get as many more sales.
I'm thinking about, like, physical and digital media sales. Like, they have this new collector set coming out with all of the MCU movies. I'd imagine that's something that they're gonna want to try to get people to buy.
But, like, if people want it physically, they're gonna get it physically. You know, Even if you have Disney Plus, that's not going to stop you from getting the next MCU movie physically if you love it that much. Like if Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness comes out on Disney Plus day one as soon as it comes available on Blu-ray, and we love that movie, like I'm probably still going to get it on Blu-ray. Like I don't care. Like I want to be able to own that movie.
Yeah, I guess it depends. If it's a movie like, let's say, Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, Spider-Man would never be on there, but let's just say, for instance, knowing what I know about Spider-Man and how I felt about it, if Spider-Man Far From Home day one came out on Disney Plus, I'd probably be waiting a while to actually get it physically, because I'd probably just watch it. And
that's the thing, is that because the way you felt about Far From Home, like, but if I'm loving, like, if say back in the day, 2017, it's October, Disney Plus drops at the same time Spider-Man Homecoming comes out, I'm still going to get that steelbook for Spider-Man Homecoming because I loved that movie, you know?
I think I could see it both ways, because like I said, for Far From Home, if it was on Disney Plus, day one, and I already had Disney Plus, I would not have bought it.
Well, I don't even have Far From Home on Blu-ray, so it would have been like, oh, sweet, there's no reason for me to buy it.
But I ended up buying it the week that it came out.
Yeah.
So, if I didn't have to, I probably wouldn't have right away.
Yeah.
But, I'm like a collector, so I go for it, almost immediately as soon as it's released. But it's just an interesting thing. I mean, like, I feel like they're going to they have to factor in, like, selling
because
films.
That's a fair point, though. Like, I mean, it's definitely going to make an impact on digital sales, that's for sure. Especially if they have a feature where you can download it. I don't know if they're going to have that or not, but I imagine they would. Like, Netflix and Amazon Prime and stuff already have that kind of built in. So if Disney Plus didn't, then maybe I could see people still wanting to get own the digital sales so they could take it on when they're on a plane and don't have Wi-Fi or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to work out. I'm curious about it. They said Endgame's going to be on there December 11th.
Okay, well, that's good. When is Infinity? Oh, wait, no, Infinity War won't be on there until... Wait, is Infinity War still on Netflix?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think any of the Netflix stuff will be on there until they're off of Netflix.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, like... I was talking to one of my buddies beforehand, and like Gravity Falls is going to be on Disney Plus, and literally like the reason it's going to be on Disney Plus is because it leaves Hulu in like 2 days. So, so yeah, like I don't think there's ever going to be like a crossover between shows or anything, because I'm like, Disney is going to want to dominate the market for their stuff.
You're gonna see, dude, Netflix is gonna become a ghost town. There's so much Fox and Disney stuff on there. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's like, it's starting, like, don't get me wrong, I'm so excited for Disney Plus. Like, I think it's definitely a smart move, but at the same time, oh my God,
it's also scary.
Like I'm getting sick of these like streaming services. Essentially, like just I don't know. It's a weird like situation.
It's a weird time to live in. It really is. I'm thinking about, the best thing that Netflix and the competitors can do, like Amazon, is not try to create projects that are similar to what Disney has going on.
Mm-hmm.
They need to kind of fill a need elsewhere, I think.
Yeah.
And obviously, maybe they go. I mean, Netflix is already pretty dark, but maybe they put more of an emphasis on putting more adult content as opposed to
well, Amazon Prime, and like I feel like nobody's ever going to get rid of Netflix just because of the Netflix originals that are on there, especially like Stranger Things and like what other shows? All I can think of is Stranger Things.
There's some good ones on there.
Yeah, like Haunting of Hill House. That's a really Ozark. Man, I need to get into that show. I remember I watched the first episode and it was amazing.
It's good.
And even shows like that aren't necessarily owned by Netflix, but like they're they have a home on Netflix. Like shows like The Walking Dead and Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul and stuff like that. It's like the CW shows. Those. They get added on there. Like as soon as their season ends, they're on Netflix. So there's definitely going to be a reason to have everything, but it's like people are definitely going to get to this point where they're like, I can't own 4 streaming services because Disney Plus will be like the 4th one that I own. Like, and I know not everybody can do that.
No.
You know, and honestly, like when I'm like, I don't want to have to pay for 4 services. Like, you kind of have to pick and choose. Right. But like, you know, my dad has we have Hulu for live TV, so if he wants to watch a football game or something. But plus, there's also recordings and stuff, so he can watch like The Rookie on ABC or something like that. Like he was watching that the other day, and then like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But then Netflix is like, well, my sister likes Netflix. She's like, we like Stranger Things, and we like shows like that. And then Amazon Prime, well, Amazon Prime's got shows like The Boys, and like it also has a lot of just good like content every now and then.
They
like,
got Lord of the Rings coming too.
Or 2 of the Lord of the Rings movies are already on Netflix. So
I mean, like,
you mean the series, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which is gonna be huge, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Man, that show, I feel like they kind of just forget about it because like there'll be little peaks of news that pop out, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like there was an actor, I think it was Will Poulter, was like cast as the lead actor for that show, and I was like, okay. I was like, wasn't expecting that. The Will Poulter's the God, what was he in? He looks like Sid. People say he looks like Sid from Toy Story. He was in the We're the Millers, I think. The guy who's just like, you guys are getting paid or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, I don't think there's anything else to talk about this stuff. We've talked, like, I feel like we beat this horse to death.
Never. I'm just kidding. We're a month away from The Mandalorian, so.
Yeah, to the day, right?
The hype, yeah. No.
No? When does it come out?
The 12th.
It comes out the 12th. When is? Maybe I'm thinking of Jedi Fallen Order. I know it comes out the
16th or 17th.
Yeah, I know they're within like a couple of days of each other, so that's gonna be like Star Wars hype moment right there, like Mandalorian and then Jedi Fallen Order and everything, which is just gonna be sick.
I'm gonna have to take off of work a few days.
Yeah, I'm gonna be skipping some class. Mom, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. All right, let's move on to this other piece, like this little tidbit of news. So you tweeted, or not tweeted, you texted me this Instagram post, like 30 minutes before the show. There's a freaking bug flying around me, and it's of Ryan Reynolds at Marvel Studios. What does it mean? Keenan, tell me. What does your inside sources say?
What does it mean? Hold on. I'm texting my sources right now. They're going to let me know.
Okay. Yep.
So apparently, Deadpool is going to cross over with Spider-Man. No,
nice.
No. Yeah, I don't know what it means. I mean, obviously he probably had a meeting with Kevin Feige, and I'm assuming they're trying to come to some sort of agreement on what the best action is for the character and what Deadpool's role is going to be. I'm not sure if they're really going to try to include him.
Disney Plus.
Oh my god. I'm not sure if they're going to really try to include him so much in the MCU or not.
Yeah.
That remains to be seen. I don't really see where he fits into the MCU, to be honest.
I feel like they kind of need to treat him the way Fox treated him, you know? Like,
Yep.
Deadpool has this, kind of like an ability to just, like, literally he can kind of do anything and nobody will question it because he's Deadpool. Like, it's just kind of the way his character works.
Yeah.
So they'll probably come up with some ludicrous way for him to, like, transcend universes and just kind of be like, well, this is it now. Like, you know.
that would make sense if there's, like, he's going through different universes or something like that. Obviously, he's like he breaks the fourth wall. And that, to me, it doesn't fit within the MCU at all. I don't want to see something like that. I don't want to see him in an Avengers movie talking to the camera. You know?
No, I don't think I want to either. Although I think it would be funny if it was like in post-credit scenes or something. Like I'd be fine with that. But like, I mean, I'm thinking of a show like well, no, that show's not really a good example because it had a lot of like kind of side-tracked moments, so Deadpool kind of fit in it. But like I was thinking of like Ultimate Spider-Man, the Disney show that they had for a while.
Yeah.
Like he popped up in that every now and then. But Yeah, like he'll kind of have to be like isolated on his own. Like I see him, like he will most likely cross over with other characters, but at the same time, like I don't see him like kind of being like this forefront figure or something, like being like this main role, like oh, we're gonna delve deeper into Deadpool or whatever. But
I think they should definitely keep him separate, isolate the character.
I want him to be in the MCU, but not necessarily interact as much with the MCU, if that makes sense.
I think it'd be cool if he did pop in a different movie. Like, I think it'd be really cool if they bleeped him out when he cursed or something like that.
Oh, I would love that.
And then he could say something along the lines of, Disney, censoring him or whatever.
Yes.
They'd find something funny to do with that.
Yeah, I mean, they could totally make fun of themselves, and people would love that,
I would still love to see Taika Waititi have something to do with Deadpool.
Yes. I'm like,
it just makes so much sense to me.
Taika Waititi, like, he's been kind of, I feel like, well, I mean, he's going to be in the Suicide Squad. I feel like he's starting to kind of embrace more of these like comic book roles, and I could tell in a heartbeat if they asked Taika Waititi to do Deadpool, him and Ryan Reynolds will just become like amazing friends.
Oh, for sure.
Like I think they may even be friends already. I don't know.
I think they are. I know I've seen like when Thor Ragnarok came out. Yeah. Ryan Reynolds posted on Twitter that he loved the movie.
Yeah.
So obviously he appreciates his sense of humor. I think
they both have like identical sense of humors, especially.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like it would just be like a match made in heaven, It's a perfect fit, like Cinderella's foot into her slipper. Oh, God,
I think I read somewhere that
when
Taika was initially meeting for Thor Ragnarok, he wanted to bring Deadpool into the movie, but I don't think he was like aware of like how that worked, like the rights and everything like that. But he wanted to use Deadpool in the film.
I remember
obviously
that.
They couldn't. So I think that would be like a match made in heaven if they were able to do something like that.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think there's anything more else to talk about that. So let's move on to possibly the final piece. If we have a little bit more time, we may talk about one last thing that
we should.
So another kind of, I would say, semi-big piece of news was that apparently it hasn't been confirmed, like, but it's been like essentially heavily teased, which means like confirmation. So Tom Hardy likes to do this thing where he will post something on Instagram and then like delete it like really quickly. Yep. He did it with I think he did it when Venom came out. Like he posted a picture of like a Venom comic or something and then deleted it really quick. He did it with Andy Serkis, posted a picture of Andy Serkis, then deleted it really quickly. And now
it's so childish when you think about it.
Yeah, it's something
so
a little
silly. Kid would do.
He's just like laughing and like in the corner. He's like, "Oh, yeah, it's so funny. I'm such a troll." Like, and then he posted this picture of him, like in this Iron Spider Ruby's costume or whatever. And I'm like, but then apparently deleted it, and like. It's kind of terrifying because he's like this really big dude, and like he's just like staring down into the camera. I'm like, I don't like this. I'm feeling a little uncomfortable right now. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much like okay, yeah. Tom Holland's gonna be in probably Venom 2, or at least some Venom installment in the future.
The director of the first film had a quote recently where he said that they're working to get Spider-Man in the sequel. Mm-hmm. So I mean.
It's a no-brainer.
Even with sequel, but
even with Kevin Feige saying like, "Oh yeah, Spider-Man has the extraordinary ability of transcending universes or jumping between universes," I was like, oh, "Okay, he's gonna be in the Sony verse thing."
It's insane how far we've come since that Amy Pascal and Kevin Feige interview, that awkward interview that took place.
I'm just like looking to the side, looking to the camera like Jim from The Office, who's just like.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It was the most awkward and uncomfortable thing to watch.
Yeah.
And I was like laughing because I'm like, there's no chance that's ever going to happen.
Yeah.
And then here we are.
Yep. Here we are indeed. I mean, at this point, I'm excited because I feel like I'm actually excited for Venom 2.
Me too.
I feel like they're going to invest more into this franchise now that it's actually kind of up and running.
Yeah.
And so I'm beginning to accept it more. Would it have been my ideal, Venom Spidey crossover? Of course not. But I'm still, I'll take what I can get, I guess.
I've been pretty down on Venom and bummed about Venom since they switched it from being rated R to PG-13. But yeah, I'm excited just because Andy Serkis is involved. I just love Andy Serkis and everything that he does.
He's a great dude.
Yeah.
I still think not daily. I say that jokingly, but like about that tweet, you just like Andy Serkis is me at any family gatherings.
With the cast of Black Panther.
Yeah, that was one of your best tweets by far.
Did I ever explain that on the podcast?
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
okay.
You probably should explain it again though for any new listeners.
Yes. So Andy Serkis, obviously, he was one of the few white guys in Black Panther, along with Martin Freeman. Yeah. But there was a cast photo. What was it, like after the Oscars or something like that?
It wasn't Oscars. It was like a smaller award show. Like I feel like it was like, I want to say it was like the Tonys or something. I don't even know what the Tonys are.
Yeah. He was with the whole cast and director and everything like that. So it's just like a huge cast.
They were all up on stage accepting this award, essentially.
Exactly. Everyone's African American, and then there's just Andy Serkis.
Yeah, and like
the one white guy.
Yeah, like I remember Chadwick Boseman's like talking about like how like powerful this movie is with like this African American cast. Yeah, and then he just turns around, and he's like, it's like, you're included too, Andy, and he's just like laughing, like everybody starts chuckling just because like he's the only white guy up there on the stage. So
for sure,
it's funny.
Yeah. So if you don't know anything about me, like half of my family is black. They're from Haiti. They're Haitian. So, it's very, very similar culture to like African. Yeah, I'd say. So, anytime I would go to like any family function or anything like that, I'd literally be the only white person there. And occasionally, like if it was like a bigger like family gathering, there would be people that don't know me and I don't know them. So, sometimes they'd be like, where's this kid from? Like, why is he here? Kind of thing. But yeah, we would take like family photos, and I would be the one like white kid off to the side. Yeah. So that's when I retweeted the photo of them and Andy Serkis. I was like, me at any family gathering. So it was so accurate. Like I could just see it as myself on stage. I actually remember on that award show, Andy Serkis originally, he kind of like was off to the side. He wasn't standing with them. Yeah, he wasn't exactly. I think Chad or what's the director's name? Slipping my mind.
Ryan Coogler
was like, he kind of like waved him to like come on in.
Yeah. Or whatever. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so it's really funny, but yeah, it's just a funny personal story.
Yeah, it's anyway, Spidey.
Maybe that's why I love Black Panther so much.
Maybe.
Like I get this.
I am Claw.
Yeah.
That Claw mixtape is like still your pinned tweet on Twitter, I think.
Yeah, that's like I made that pretty much the day after the movie came out. I couldn't help but think about it.
That's over a year ago. Like
2018.
2018 February. We saw the movie together. I remember my hair was super long and I had it slicked back and I looked like a serial killer.
Well, you kind of like had this Han Solo thing going on.
Han Solo.
Yeah, okay. You kind of like had this like Han Solo hair thing going on.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm like I still try to work on that, but dude, it's so hard to maintain long hair, especially on the sides and backs. When I have I'm like so busy and like maintaining like long curly hair, because my hair gets really curly the longer it gets. Yeah. Like it is such a pain. So like speaking of Spider-Man, I guess I saw Tom Holland shaved his head, and so like I saw that, and I've had this idea for a while that I've wanted to shave my head or like buzz my head, and I'm like, what? Just to do it once, just to grow, just to let my hair grow all back out again. Just do it for once, see what it's like, you know. And everybody's like, no, don't do it. You have such nice hair. You look so weird. Go ahead.
Can I make a suggestion?
What's up?
If you actually go through with that, can I be the one to shave it off?
Oh, sure. Okay.
We'll film it.
Yeah, dude.
That would be so funny.
Maybe we should do it as a Patreon goal or something. If we get a certain amount of patrons, I'll shave my head.
Oh my god. Okay, I won't set the goal because I don't know how valuable your hair is to you. Like,
so we
for
have two
me,
right now.
I'm not shaving my head for anything. I'm like, I don't care how much you pay me, my hair is not coming off.
Okay.
So,
this may be like a far-fetched goal, but if we hit 15 patrons, okay, we have 2 right now, so it's still a little ways away. But if we hit 15, we will record a video, and Keenan will shave my head on camera.
Are you sure? Are you sure you want to go through with that?
I'm kind of scared.
But dude, once we upload it, it's like that's it.
Yeah,
15.
I mean,
what if it's 15 $1 patrons?
I mean, hey man, that's 15 more patrons.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm afraid, and now you're gonna like raise the number again.
Once it's uploaded, that's it.
Like the podcast.
How about if we can raise
A certain amount of money, maybe.
Yeah, if we can do like
Okay.
$100 a month.
Yeah.
In total pledges.
Yeah.
Then I will shave your head.
You know what? Honestly, though, it would save me money because that means I don't have to go get my hair cut every 4 to 6 weeks, you know?
So you save money plus you make money.
Dude, I'm profiting right now, honestly.
Yeah.
And if I need to, you know what? Can we get you know what? I'll make it my regular thing that we should get a Comic Blast hat made, and I'll just wear it every day.
True, you did mention that. We should do that.
That would be sick. Just saying. So yeah, we'll say that 100. Okay, God, I'm setting this in stone right now. I can't believe I'm doing this right now. 100.
Like my heart is beating fast. I'm nervous for you right now.
Like I'm not gonna make it immediate, but it will
happen.
But like it's gonna happen, and you know, like that's when I'll do it, and I'll just cancel my haircut, and I'll just be like, listen, it's for a good cause. My own podcast. I feel like it should be excited. Like partly for charity though or something, but like I mean, you know, it's just for fun too, you know.
Sure.
So we'll just say $100 a month, and I'll shave my head. Here
That'd
we
be
are.
Cool.
All right. We have like 8 minutes left before it's under an hour, so like. We can probably cram this last thing in here that I wanted to talk about. Keenan didn't seem too gung-ho on it, but I'm holding him hostage and making him talk about it.
Literally.
This is what he gets for now, also for, you know, for us the whole shaving the head thing.
That's true.
No,
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
That's fair.
So the Void VR with ILM, like ILM X Labs, they're the people who do, well, they did the Star Wars Void VR, and they also have been doing the Vader Immortal series that's like for the Oculus Quest. They're coming out with a new Avengers damage control VR experience. And when I first heard about this, I was like, oh, this is going to be some kind of like throwaway thing. Like you're going to be like just shooting stuff as like Iron Man knockoffs or whatever. And then I saw the trailer and I was like, oh my God, I wish this was an MCU movie, to be honest. Because like, first of all, the coolest thing about it is Ultron like is back. Like James Spader as Ultron has come back, and I personally I think this is like one of the best uses for him because I feel like people weren't really savvy on Ultron.
I loved Ultron, by the way.
I thought Ultron was pretty great. Like I thought he was pretty like I don't know. I thought he was pretty decent. But I can understand why people thought he was one of the weaker villains. The MCU has always kind of had that issue, but I'm cool with the way they're bringing him back. He seems to like have been kind of like lurking in the shadows, like festering, waiting to kind of come back and wreak havoc. And so like this VR experience, it has, I believe in the trailer you can see. So Tom Holland comes back as Spider-Man, and in this suit, by the way, I don't know what it is. I love this suit. Like we'd seen pictures of it before, but it's like it's like a bigger spider. He has like silver gauntlets, and then like there's like the lines from like the kind of the Stark tech are not as apparent. So it's a bit more like an updated Homecoming suit, and it's one of my favorite MCU looking suits. Like, I don't know, I wish it was in a movie, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
I don't know. I think it's just. I think it's cool. It feels more like I almost wish this is the suit he would have made in Far From Home.
Yeah, kind of off topic. You know how I loved that suit. I'm kind of down on it now.
Really?
The upgraded suit. Yeah.
Wow.
After watching it on Blu-ray, it just wasn't working for me.
To me, it just. My problem with is I love the black and red, but it doesn't feel unique enough to me. Like, when it comes to the black and red with like the Superior Spider-Man suit, I love that suit because it's got like the nice big spider, and it's like black all the way down from like his arms and his legs, and he has like the black lenses and everything. With the Far From Home upgraded suit, it feels just kind of like a cheap way for them to get more toys, because it's literally
just to have one.
It's just like almost like a reskinned Homecoming suit. Like, the only thing that's different is like he just has a little bit different textures. It's black, and the spider on the back is different. Other than that, like, it's the same. And so that's why I've always just kind of been like, but like, I love the shield suit, the stealth suit. Like, I think that one's one that I'm like, oh, that's like a practical looking Spider-Man suit. It's not like skin tight, even though he says it's tighter on the old web shooter. But like, it feels more like tactical, like what a real Spider-Man would wear. Sure. And I love practicality when it comes to costumes. So that was the suit that I kind of was drawn towards in that movie.
The suit has like the best suit look. Was in Captain America Civil War, and I know it's the same one as the Homecoming suit, but the colors were just a hair different. And,
were they more red and blue, like kind of more like vibrant rather than like orangish? Because Homecoming, it feels a bit more like kind of like a lighter orangey red.
It feels like desaturated a little bit.
Kind of like our problem with, we're already going on Spider-Man. We got to make it quick. But with the whole advanced suit thing in the Spider-Man PS4 game, we were talking about it, and it's like, I love the advanced suit, but in the game it looks like it's not as a deep red as like the classic suit is. But like the hot toy you have, it's like a deep classic red.
Super vibrant, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I love that vibrant look, you know.
Same.
So,
all right, back to the game.
Yeah, back to the damage control game. So Spider-Man, then Hulk definitely pops up. Whether it's Professor Hulk or regular Hulk, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it was just kind of like, oh, this is Professor Hulk, but he's kind of raging out, you know?
Yeah.
Because we didn't really get to see Professor Hulk fight in Endgame a lot, so I don't know what his fighting style is. But you play, it's like, I don't know if it's a 2-player experience or if it's going to be a 4-player experience, but you play as like these really cool looking Wakanda Iron Man suits. Like Shuri makes them, like they definitely look like Iron Man suits, but at the same time you can see like the vibranium and kind of like the Black Panther Wakanda inspired look to them. Then there was Ant-Man and Wasp, both voiced by like everybody that's in the game is voiced by their voice actors. So James Spader is Ultron, Tom Holland is Spider-Man. I don't know if Mark Ruffalo is going to voice Hulk, but I assume he would. Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Benedict Cumberbatch. So I don't know. It looks really cool. It feels like you're like, oh, you get to fight with the Avengers, and to me it kind of feels like this one-off in the MCU. But like I hope it's canon, because I would really canonically like to see them, like, you know, it doesn't have to be like this big chapter. Like, it can just kind of be, you know, like an episode of a Marvel TV, like, or of a Marvel animated show, you know, where they kind of have like this like villain of the week, you know, and Ultron is the villain of the week. He comes back and the Avengers got to team up and take him down, and you get to fight with the Avengers. Like, it seems pretty cool.
It's kind of like you can treat it as the What If series.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of true. Like, you don't.
They're all cast, the cast or voice.
Yeah,
whatever.
Like,
you know what I'm trying to say.
That's true. Like, even if it's not canon, like, I mean, I'm sure you could probably make it headcanon. Like, I don't think there's going to be anything that's going to like debunk it unless they just decide to bring Ultron back and be like, screw this thing. But like, I feel like the marketing teams at all departments of Disney are smarter than that. Especially like, the MCU has had these like, they've always had like these comics that are like, oh, try to explain more of the movies, but they've never acknowledged those. So maybe that could be a little worrisome, but like, I mean, if we're thinking, it's the same people who are doing the Star Wars one, and the Void VR thing at Star Wars was canon. So you go on a mission for Cassian Andor and K2, and you find this old lightsaber, like possibly one of the first lightsabers to exist in Vader's castle. So I don't know. I just thought it was a cool detail, and I'm just hyped to see like Ultron coming back, and it just seems very immersive. And maybe next year, if it's available next year, we could try to get some tickets when we go to Celebration. And no, we won't be in Orlando. That's right. I don't know why I thought we were going to Orlando next year. It's in Anaheim. If we ever go to Orlando, though, we should totally go by Disney Springs and get tickets for the Star Wars one and the Marvel one.
For sure.
That would be dope, especially with like me, you, my dad, and whoever else comes with us. That'd be super fun.
That'd be crazy fun. Yeah.
So yeah, that's everything for this week. I felt like we kind of went through everything really quickly, but at the same time, like we managed to hit the time quota. So, so I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we're always like, I'm never really worried about time, because even if there's like 8 things on the list, we'll just go by it really quickly, or we'll just scratch off some that aren't really important. Yeah. So anyway, so that'll do it for this week's episode. Don't forget to follow us on our social platforms. That would be Twitter and Instagram at comicblast_. You can find our personal pages in the links below wherever you're listening to this. And also, if you just want to find us on social media, we'll have it on there as well. And also, of course, our Patreon. Get to $100 a month, I'll shave my head.
I'm really pumped about that.
Yeah, it's honestly, this is not something we pre-planned, so this literally came out on the spot. But you know what? I'm leaning towards the idea. Hair grows back, It'll save me money. I'm just trying to convince myself right now, to be honest. So yeah, if you really do want to support us, and even just don't care about shaving my head, even though that would be cool to watch, you can follow us on Patreon, or subscribe to us on Patreon, however you want to say it, and we would greatly appreciate it. But you have by no means an obligation to do so. Just subscribing to the podcast on whatever you're listening to is enough for us, and your dedicated love and support is greatly appreciated. Keenan, anything else that you have to say?